Welcome back, folks. It is almost Forsaken time. We're a week away, and we've got the 2.0 patch downloaded. This is a kind of a follow-up to my last video. I'm happy to say that I'm eating my words. We have a new meta now. 3-pop hand cannons are back. Fast killing autos are back. One-tap shoulder charges, double melees, all that good stuff. I'm still happy to see that sticky nades don't actually one-pop on kill. That was one thing I was really worried about. And also it seems like the tracking isn't as strong as it was in Destiny 1, which is also something I'm still very happy about, considering the fact that there was such a rampant problem in D1 and they were so hard to balance around. It's great to see that, you know, we're not going to be seeing some of the same problems, and that D2 Forsaken meta is going to be very unique compared to various other metas that we've seen. On top of, of course, the oh god, look at that like guy. On top of course, all the weapon slot changes that have come out. You know, I did mention in my last video that it would have been interesting to see how the weapon slot changes would have panned out if we didn't get the sandbox changes. I still kind of stand behind that because, you know, considering like how hand cannons have messed up recoil right now. However, I do think that it would have been a shit show if it had persisted for anywhere longer than 3 days. Like, just to be completely honest, since, you know, like shotgun, like if you've spent any time at all in the current state of the Crucible, you will know that, you know, shotguns, sniper rifles, fusion rifles, they're completely rampant right now. Anyone with an Or-Wings Maul, you are lucky as hell or smart as hell, because Or-Wings Maul is in the freaking special slot, bro. You can use blinding nades or concussive nades. I even tried out blinding nades just for the heck of it. And honestly, I had a ton of fun. I'm actually thinking about putting it on my Titan and using that with the flashbang nades just to see how annoying I can be in the Crucible. But the fact that I don't feel restricted to just waiting until power ammo drops to actually try that loadout out is very freeing. On top of that, moving on from PvP over to PvE, we are seeing that our Guardian will talk. For the first time since the launch of Vanilla Destiny 1, our Guardian will talk. This is a huge deal. Why? Because not talking works for Link. Not talking works for Pokemon. Like, these are games where you get lost in the world, where characters interact at you. Destiny 2, as it has been right now, is a game where it would really freaking profit if the characters reacted with you. And I'm saying that from the perspective of someone who loves RPGs to death. And, you know, I actually quite recently, if you've been watching my videos, I've been on sort of a binge with Oxhorn videos pertaining around Fallout, which is a series that I really admire, partly because of the speech choices that you can get, and, you know, that's not anything that's particularly special, but the fact that you can explore different choices of phrases and whatnot with your character and actually live through the consequences of your words and stuff like that. You know, while we don't have something like that in Destiny quite yet, I think it is very much a positive step, and keeping in mind that it's really freaking hard to do this because we have 6 different possible player voices for Awoken, Human, and Exo, and then running those through, you know, whatever sound processing that they use is another big deal. And then moving on to actually localize all 6 of those voices for every region that Destiny 2 is actually available. That's gotta be a huge drain on resources. And I honestly, hats off to Bungie for, you know, doing this, because otherwise, you know, like, let's be frank, otherwise Forsaken wouldn't have as strong of an impact as it could. we need to be able to hear our character because we hear Ghost. And aside from Sagira, he's the only Ghost that we've heard, and it feels like, you know, we don't even have a voice because we're not Ghost. Ghost picked us, but what's so special about us? Maybe this time around we'll actually have a chance to find out. But aside from that, just to comment on the state of the Crucible as it is, supers are having a rough go at it. You do really have to be smart. I didn't realize how accustomed to the new, I guess quote-unquote new Destiny launch meta I was until I had actually swapped back to Destiny 1 just to see how the Crucible played out, I believe, and this was like a couple months into Destiny 2, and I'm getting some of the same vibes here, except, I really like how special ammo is treated. So when it drops, only one person can pick it up, and also you spawn with 2 rounds, so that gives you, well, actually, you spawn with 2 kills worth of ammo. So if you're using something like a trace rifle that does take special ammo, is in the special slot, but doesn't do a one-hit kill, you will have enough ammo for 2 kills. And this I've tested myself. I tried out the Cold Heart, and it gives you 33 ammo on spawn, meaning that it's 15 to kill, more or less. And this is actually pretty consistent with all the other data that I've seen so far in my tests. Sturm can one-hit kill, like that's insane. But yeah, no, like it's a really interesting time. I am curious to see how it pans out. Fusion rifles do feel like they got a bit of a damage nerf. I don't know if that's factual or not. I haven't actually given it more of a test because I've been playing around more so with grenade launchers than I have with fusion rifles. But yeah, fusion rifles definitely feel like they've gotten a bit of a nerf. I think I remember landing 5 bolts from the Wizened Rebuke and did not land a kill on somebody. And if you are remembering correctly, Wizened Rebuke is in the slowest firing archetype of fusion rifle, and each fusion rifle fires 7 bolts. Generally, the slowest firing fusion rifle will be able to kill in 4 bolts, so only having to land more or less half of your burst rather than having to land the whole thing. But yeah, aside from that, what else? I don't know. It's just a really fun time. But I did want to kind of upload a follow-up, and pardon me for my lackadaisical, like, scriptless, video making, but I just really wanted to follow up and get this out there and show you guys. Actually, this is my second match with my Titan. I'm actually trying out the insurmountable Skull Fort, and honestly, like, this build is insane. Being able to have shoulder charge on tap feels a lot like Destiny 1, and of course, like, in the current climate of the Crucible, having a shoulder charge on tap all the time would be pretty broken if it was available for all subclasses of Titan all the time. But having it limited to Striker, where it really does, kind of react with the rest of the subclass tree that it's under, I believe having it, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Having it work with the perk that allows you to get your nade back, really lets you live out the power fantasy of busting down the door and really, having a lot of initial impact on a fight until, you can chill back and kind of run flank maneuvers and stuff like that. And as you can see right now, it didn't really work out for me, but but the possibility is there. Having faster gunplay has definitely sped up the Crucible quite a bit. So if you are a Destiny 2 player that left earlier on into the lifespan of Destiny 2, you are going to be in for a little bit of a rude awakening. Destiny 2 is a lot faster now. But if you played D1 you're used to that speed of game, you will find yourself a little bit closer to home in the current climate, I would think. Aside from the fact that you don't lose or spawn with 0 special ammo. But aside from that, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys soon. Peace. Oh, also, before I forget, because our guardian has a voice, that means that the more or less the purpose of the stream that I was thinking of is kind of canceled. But I will be kind of running through the initial story missions and doing a stream as well, just to show my thoughts on it. All right, there we go. I'm done. Okay, for real now. Thanks. Bye.